look at me, what do you see? You see a white girl with a South African accent. But what about now? Now I sound really different, right? When you look at me now, what do you hear? Something quite different. People often think I'm Australian or British or South African, depending on who I'm surrounded with or who I'm talking to. Just looking at me and hearing my voice, I can obviously be a myriad of things. Often I have people coming up to me saying, even at this very conference, "Oh, you're speaking Afrikaans, but you have an American accent speaking English. Wait, weren't you just introduced as a South African?" Correct. I am all of the above. I'm a third culture kid. A third culture kid is somebody who has been born in one culture, but has been moved over in their developmental years to a different one. We are not robots, we are humans, so we adopt different cultures, thus forming this third entity. When you relocate to a new country or culture, there's a few things that start happening. Stereotypes are broken down, biases are realized, all in what's really one massive self-awareness exercise. I've undergone this process over a dozen times, and I'm only 20 years old. So you can imagine what this does to my self-awareness and diversity intelligence. In today's world, you no longer have to go overseas to meet somebody from a different country. Even in South Africa, it is so diverse, there's already 11 languages. So arguably, the people living in new South Africa are third culture kids from the old South Africa, if that makes sense. So there are a few things that I've noticed growing up and living as a third culture kid. I'm 20 years old, I'm a psychology major, I've lived in 3 countries and been to 26. There's one unfortunate reality I've seen in every single country I've lived in, been in, and people I've spoken to. There is such a harshness and just division when it comes to accepting different. Everything is different. I am the epitome of different. Even coming back to South Africa after living here originally, I was discriminated against. No, I can't say racism, but people looked at me in South Africa as an American, but in America as a South African, so therefore I never really belonged. That spurred me to realize that I need to become proficient in one thing, and that is relationship. Because I cannot try to conform to whatever I want to thrive in this current context. I need to be them. I need to act like them. I need to look like them. I need to have their values, their morals, everything. So what does that look like? So I started looking, and I tried to identify 3 main principles that I can apply to my daily life and teach my family, because quite frankly, having an Afrikaans father and mother who lived in South Africa for 35 years, it's not an easy thing moving to a different country all at the same time. So first of all, I realized, what was I doing to be successful across cultures? I was an eager learner, because my parents were. Being an eager learner means many things, but first of all, I think you don't even realize how different your own culture is from others. Just greeting somebody is a feat in itself. In an Afrikaans culture, you kiss on the mouth. In Costa Rican culture, you kiss, on either side of the face. And in the American culture, you have your little bubble, Don't like that bubble. I have no bubble. I'm a hugger. But I quickly learned that you do a handshake. So now you see already that in the very first interaction, before uttering a word, you can damage a relationship, potentially. So be an eager learner. Number 2, be a keen observer. When you don't know, observe. And observe with a particular mindset. There's a favorite word that I learned from one of my professors a couple of years ago, that is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is when we believe our culture is superior. And not only is it superior, it is the only way, the best way, and everything else is wrong. Does anything happen then? Does anything positive? No, absolutely not. That's when apartheid happens, xenophobia happens, and everything that's happening in the US right at this very moment. So I learned to be a keen observer. Third of all, I learned to be a storyteller and a story learner. People love talking about themselves. I know I do. So when trying to be a bridge builder and be effective across cultures, tell your own story, because I have found that when telling my own story, people open up more easily because you've already broken the ice. And the other thing is, when you tell a story from a different culture, it's not just learning about them, it's learning about how the family unit operates inside of a culture, which is another subculture. I know it's very complicated. But therefore, you have 3 steps. Be an active learner, keen observer, and storyteller. Thank you very much.